The world is moving faster than your brain was ever designed to handle. More information, more noise, more decisions, all compressed into a shorter amount of time. And for a lot of really capable, high performing individuals, this has become the new normal. But something feels off. If your brain feels on all the time, it's not that you're confused, but you can't seem to land anywhere. At the same time you feel tired, you also feel wired. That's your brain on all the time. And for a long time, I thought that what I needed was more clarity. I wanted more information. I wanted more thinking, more effort, more striving, more grinding. And that only made it worse. So I was trying to almost think my way out of the problem, trying to sit there and stare at a decision that I couldn't make an answer to. I knew in the back of my mind, this is what I should be doing. This is what I ought to be doing. But for whatever reason, I couldn't do it. So I was stuck. I couldn't move. My brain was working overtime, but I was getting nowhere. And so it'd spin, it'd grind, and I wasn't making any progress. And then I realized something. And I realized that it wasn't so much brain fog. It was more like my brain was kind of in a system of emergency. It was in a state of like, I got to do something. And that kind of stress, when it hits, your body doesn't care about your focus. When that stress hits, your nervous system doesn't care about your productivity. It just assumes danger. Something's wrong. Something's not right. Something's got to be done. And when that happens, your adrenaline, your cortisol, like all these different chemicals in your body, they seem to take over. And they're not there to help you think. They're there to help you like act right now, to have an urgency and immediacy, but yet you can't. And it's the ultimate paradox. It's so confusing and so crazy. And in many ways, it was, I don't know. Let me put it this way. The simplest way that I understand, the simple way that I see it is, imagine your brain is like you're in an office building. You're in a really, really busy office. Everybody's trying to do the things. They're either over here by the water fountain having their little chats, or by the copier, if they even do that anymore, or they're leaning over the cubicles, and everybody's interacting, trying to do the thing. They're having meetings, having connection, having communication, having strategy, blah, blah, blah. All this deep thinking, all of this planning, all this complex decision making is all happening in this office. And suddenly, adrenaline goes and pulls the fire alarm. Wah, 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 wah. Oh, the lights are blinking, and everyone drops what they're doing and runs. Scatter. That's great during a time of emergencies. It's terrible in a time of leadership and trying to get things done. And that's what our brain does. It was, for me, I realized I wasn't losing focus because I knew what I was trying to do. The focus wasn't the problem. It's my system in that moment wasn't feeling safe enough to slow down. And it's difficult to think clearly when your body is in that state, when your body thinks you're in danger. And there's some different facets to this. For me, I stopped trying to force clarity. I stopped choosing to be confused. During 2023, my business went through a challenge, a serious challenge, when what once was working was no longer working. And that's where a lot of this comes from that I'm sharing with you today. Is, for me, I panicked in some ways but I wasn't like, again, I was focused. I knew what I was trying to do, but for whatever reason, it wasn't working. And so I was in this conflict. And while I was focused, while I was there, my system, my, intellectually, mentally, psychologically, physiologically, I don't know, my body was in this alarm. And I think that's where so many of us are today. There's so much happening. And I would say for me, it shows up like sitting down to do something. I'm staring at the page or I'm staring at the screen and I'm going, but I really haven't put anything on there that's meaningful. I go into, ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, one of these AI tools, and I go deeper and deeper. And so, oh, well, tell me about this, and then take this little angle and take this, and suddenly, like 3-4 hours have gone by, and all I've done is this mental matriculation of my brain mixed with artificial intelligence. And when I'm done, I'm like, is that even really what I want to say? Is that really what I was trying to do? Is that really the direction I should take? Because in that moment, I'm not trusting myself. I'm not believing in my own belief. I'm not getting real with what I know I'm here to do in my focus. And so if your brain feels loud, fast, scattered, you don't need more information. You actually need space from the emergency mode. That can look like so many different things. One of my clients this week, I challenged him to actually lock up 90 minutes in his week just for creative, just for dreaming, just for nothingness. Like just to be away from all the stuff, to let his brain breathe, to let his creative juices flow so that he could get a little more sense and alignment to trust and believe in himself. And that's something that's been working for me. If you find yourself getting awake at 3 a.m. and you're on, your brain's wired, your brain's freaking out. If you see yourself going into crisis mode of trying to be in that emergency, if you feel yourself feeling like you're working and grinding really hard and still not making any progress, then this is likely the brain fog you are feeling. And yet it's not brain fog. It's something deeper. And this is your body, your nervous system, your humanity is going through an emergence, not an emergency. It's evolving into something different because the world is changing so much, so fast. We get to change too. And this is unfamiliar territory for all of us. This is unfamiliar in the speed and the velocity and the magnitude of what's happening. So know this, you're not alone. And if this is what you're experiencing, I have some tools for that. They can help you reset when this happens, helps you to connect to the right things, and you'll find them in a link below. So this is what I want to know. What did you like? What did you need to hear today? What do you want more of? Let me know in the comments. And if this is the kind of thinking that will help you, they'll help you lead better to, be who you need to be for what's coming, and subscribe to this channel. There's more to come. The mission here is simple: 10 million leaders, 10 minutes a day to become a 10.0 version of yourself. Decide today if you're one of them. I'll see you next time.